gotta sit tall. We gotta sit tall. Make sure we not ashy. Sit tall. Jacket right. I know we about to go into the summertime, but I'm a jacket type of guy, so and I like to dress down. You feel me? So hold on a second. I got the music vibing. Make sure I'm not ashy on the mouth, lips moisturized. You know what I'm saying? Skin breaking out a little bit, but it's all good though. I work outside, man. Hard working man. Feel me? Gotta get my hands dirty. All right, y'all. So, welcome to the pre-show. This is like the pre-game show or the pre-show of distinguished gentlemen of this episode. We on episode 5. Protect your reputation at all costs. You know what I'm saying? However, I tend to use the pre-show to kind of like get my jitters out, to make sure I'm comfortable, to make sure I got everything so I can get to the point where I'm flowing very well. You know, anytime I tend to do these, like my mind is going like 1,000 miles per hour. So to help me kind of like slow my words down or slow my thoughts down, I tend to just do like a practice show. I always practice like throughout the day or in the mirror because I'm always thinking about what I want to talk about to make sure I'm articulating myself in a way where it can be digested. Because I don't want to I want to focus on delivering it in a way where it's easily to receive. I heard that, you know, if it's explained in an elementary format, it's easier for people to digest. Even perfect example, like if you're looking at the way that they're developing websites now, or they're developing apps and stuff like that, they're more elementary, based off of shapes, less words, bolder colors. Why do they do that? Because they know that it's easier to register to the brain, and it's simple. People don't overthink the situation. It's just straight to the point. So I'm practicing delivering my messages that way. So with that being said, man, what can we talk about that's been going on that is a hot topic? Okay. Now, y'all know, based off the intro to Distinguished Gentlemen, we talk about human nature, mastery, ghost law, and the devil's law. And the reason why we talk about those things is to be able to look at everything, basically one subject from many different perspectives. And that's why I break it down from that format. Whether I agree or disagree with what I'm talking about in any of those categories does not matter. I just want you to be able to understand it from the perspective of, you know, the positive, the negative, and whatnot. Whether you agree or disagree, that's your choice. Comment below and let me know what you comment below and let me know what you think based off of these categories. So let's talk about it. Ja Morant, right? Ja Morant recently just got in trouble for flashing the gun on IG Live. It technically wasn't him, it was his boys. He was on his boys' IG Live, and you get what I'm saying? They was listening to NBA YoungBoy. They up in there, get lit, get live, you feel me? Turning up, and then next thing you know, as you see, they flicked the camera to him real quick. He pulled the gun. He flicked the camera real quick, and then he flicked it down. You know what I'm saying? Real quick. Now, according to everybody that's talking about this situation, you have many different perspectives, right? You have the perspective of Ja Morant should be held accountable for his actions. And then you also have the perspective of people telling him about his friends, holding them accountable and his father accountable because Ja Morant is the asset. You know what I'm saying? He is the bag. You feel what I'm saying? So I understand it from both of those perspectives. However, I'm going to explain it from another perspective, right? I'm huge on human nature and patterns. And in this situation right now, Ja Morant has a pattern that he is basically displaying to everybody. Charleston White said, you know what I'm saying, pay attention to those type of children, pay attention to those type of guys. They tend to show you exactly who they are and why they do what they do. You feel me? So I agree with that. You should believe somebody when they say who they are the first time that they display it. You know what I'm saying? Why is that? So you can do like kind of like preventative maintenance. You telling me exactly who you are. You know you better than you. I'm not gonna tell you about yourself because you are you. You feel me? And this is not your first time really doing this, because if this was your first time, simple mistake. However, this is a behavior which comes into human nature. You've been doing this, and if you look at the history of Ja Morant and his story, he comes from a middle class background, went to a private school, parents kept him to a private school, and he's from Memphis. So his father and his mom kept him out of that lifestyle. However, what we're not taking into consideration, and we all understand this from this perspective, most of those kids that come from, middle class family households tend to always be hella sheltered. However, they get to look at everything from the inside out, watching people getting lit, watching people having fun, watching people doing all this stuff. So then when they get some small doses of freedom, they explode. You know what I'm saying? There's no form of control because of why you was always sheltered. So you don't know how to manage yourself in those situations. This is basically a perfect example of what the hell going on. All of us who went to college know, especially if you're from the hood, you know a kid who was from the hood but stayed in the house, went to college, and then next thing you know, he started to act like he was the big bad wolf. You know what I'm saying? I'm from this block, I'm from that block. You feel what I'm saying? I'm from over here. You feel what I'm saying? We gonna run that shit up. You feel me? Like, but if we go home, you was the kid that stayed in the house, and the dudes that was really out there not at college. You feel me? They not there. So why are you showing up to college trying to be the super bad tough guy? You feel me? You got that scenario. And also, here's another scenario that I believe that plays a huge component in what we talking about. A lot of people who are not aware of this type of attention that you receive at a very early age, you don't know how to manage that attention, and you don't know who really in your corner for who you are. It's easy for people to say, looking from the outside in, what you should and should not do. Perfect example. That's like somebody watching a sports game, telling them, being a fan, what the player should do because you see it from a different perspective. But when you're in it, it's very hard to say, do this, do that, because of the perspective that you receive it as is completely different. And when you receiving hell of a lot of attention at that time, man, that shit is harder than you think. Like, excuse my language, it's very hard to sit here and just say, oh, I would do this or I would do that. You all hear them stories, man. I wish a motherfucker would come to me. I'll do this down the third. But then when somebody finally press you, it's nothing like that. You feel me? Like, so we got to understand it from the perspective of, a lot of people don't understand what that pressure feels like when you're receiving all that attention. And what is your outlet to be able to know who's really in your corner, and also from the perspective of, how can you let it all out? Everything that you do is being judged. Everything that you do is on screen. Now, understand a lot of y'all can give me pushback in this situation by saying, man, he put it out there. He signed a contract. The NBA contract say you cannot have any firearms displayed on any public platform because you're representing the NBA and stuff like that. I 100% agree with that. You get what I'm saying? That's the next step. Is when you put yourself into a situation, you have to understand the rules to everything that you sign. If you choose to continue to be ignorant and not read those rules and think that you can defy those rules, and then when you tend to break those rules that you did not know, you can't play victim. That's like you trying to go get your gun You understand the gun laws in your state, but then if you cross the state barriers or the state lines, go to another state, and you don't know the laws in that state with a gun, who's responsible for getting themselves into a tight situation? You are. You feel me? So there are multiple different points of view that you could look at this scenario. You can look at the scenario like, from the asset perspective. He hanging around a whole bunch of people who know that he cool and they can get some viscosity off of just kicking it with him. You feel me? I can get on IG Live and they say, I know Ja Morant. How many people said that when we were younger, they knew somebody or that was their cousin or they was related to so-and-so celebrity? You feel what I'm saying? Why? Because they wanted to get some form of clout. They wanted to get some form of attention when they was delivering this information to you. Now, is majority of that false? For sure. But the ones who actually know these people, you get what I'm saying? In today's time period, where attention is the new currency, people are going flex. Like, uncontrollable impulse desires or decisions will be made via social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we just saw as an example. So you have to be able to look at the perspective of, I understand all components from every angle. Me being ex-athlete playing football and understanding that pressure or that limelight, man, your judgment is very clouded, especially if you don't have peers around you who can kind of guide you in the right direction. Most people in those situations have a whole bunch of yes people around them. So they not really looking at it from the perspective of, oh, dog, you doing this, and the third wrong. Because if you tell this person who receiving all this tension, if you tell them no, they're going to go cut you off and then go get somebody that's a yes, you feel me? They're going to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to cut you off because you keep telling me no. I got 4 other friends over here talking about, man, he tripping. I don't know why he tripping on you like that, you feel me? Like, why he gonna say no? You can tell this person 100% the truth. Like, Ja, what the fuck you doing, man? You getting on this shit with a gun, your ass out here wilding. You know you ain't supposed to be doing like that. You supposed to be in the gym, dog. Or if you want to get away, dog, get you a girl, chill, be careful. Because these women out here tripping and they can get you jammed up. However, get you a little female, you feel me? Chill out. When we want to get lit, no cameras. You feel what I'm saying? When we want to have fun, no cameras. You feel me? When we go out in the club, bro, flex in front of the people that's around you. They gonna have the cameras, but for us, we ain't gonna have no cameras, bro. Like, but that person who will bring logic into the situation and try to protect the asset, protect the bag, gonna get cut off by the asset or the bag. That's what a lot of people not taking into consideration. It's easy for people to say, oh, I would have told him this, or I would have told him that. He would have cut you off. Because he's so used to people telling him yes. He's so used to people catering to him. And the reason why I say this is because of the scenario that happened with his mom. Mama called him, told him to come to a store because she was getting into an altercation about some shoes. You feel me? Now he going up there with 8 other hooligans chasing down a guy because he was so caught being disrespectful about some shoes. Going back into the asset situation, first person who dropped the ball in that situation was his mama. Why would you call your son instead of your husband to go up there and talk to this kid about being disrespectful? That's 1. 2, out of all of them 8 people, you feel me? Ain't none of y'all sitting here and say, all right, let's go up here with a level-headed and let's figure out what's going on first, and then we gonna retaliate, or then we gonna make a scene, or then we gonna do something. You just jumping the gun automatic. This is down the third. Cameras on you everywhere. You're an NBA player, and all of a sudden you think that information not gonna get out or gonna hit the scenes. Ain't nobody thinking like that, dog. That's 2. Ja, how come you can't think for yourself? But I answer my own question. It's because you're so used to people telling you yes. You're so used to people telling you no I mean, yes, that you're not used to people telling you no, and you can't have no form of self-reliance or the ability to think in the situation for yourself. You feel me? Like, that's the truth. That's human nature behind that. If I'm always feeding you a yes, by the time you hear a no, that person that said no to you, you're gonna be like, dog, get away from me. I'm not trying to hear that. 5 people telling me yes. There's 1 person telling me no. Yeah, you might be telling me no for the best interest of my heart, but that shit, I'm not trying to hear that. This yes is more fun. That no is more like discipline, think before you move type stuff. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm 23 years old, bro. You can't tell me nothing. I make $200 million, bro. Who are you to tell me no? You feel me? Like, so I'm saying all that to say, because you got to take in consideration human patterns, human nature. Where did all of this stuff stem from? It stemmed from the home. His father is more like a friend versus a disciplinary or being a father. His mother obviously might be put him in tight situations and don't allow him to think for himself. I got a video where I was talking about active mothers, active fathers, inactive mothers, inactive fathers, and also absent. I think y'all should go check that out, you feel me? But somebody like Ja Morant, man, the solution that I got for the world who watching this, and also for Ja, if you ever came across a video, one thing about it, 2 things for sure, bro. You are the type of person who the world will have to teach you itself. You're going to have to lose everything for you to finally realize what you had. And if you're not aware of this, it's going to get worse before it get better. You feel me? You might want to take these suspensions or whatever the NBA got going on, because you're super talented. No shade towards nobody, especially you being black. I'm not going to get on a platform and degrade you. You feel me? However, yeah, bro, you one of them type of dudes who got to lose it all. Because you hard-headed. You're going to stumble. And then you're going to finally realize ain't nobody really in your corner. You feel me? It's going to impact all of the people who basically taking money out the bag. Because you keep fucking up. A fictional story is power. You know what I'm saying? To roll over into a hot topic of, power leaked. The last 2 episodes, episode 9, episode 10, Tariq. Tariq is the same character who you got to learn from yourself, because you didn't want to listen to your dad when he was trying to tell you, I'm trying to get you out of the hood so you ain't got to go through what I had to go through. That's a lifestyle that you don't need to live. However, Tariq was super hard-headed and wanted to continue to get the lessons and kept asking his mama, why is it this and why is it that? And then who fed him all that bullshit? His mama, not his father. His father messed up by not explaining the why, by not providing the provision. You feel me? He just was trying to prevent, and then he created that prevention happen. Like, it happened. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, now we're watching Tariq's story where he lost everything, and now he's finally starting to fully understand what his father was going through. You feel me? That's what's gonna have to happen to Ja Morant. Dog, you gotta lose it all. You have to be humble, bro. Nobody can save you in this situation but you. However, the system will continue to exploit you. Listen to all these dudes who are on the ESPN top places. They're going to just try to basically shun you, ridicule you in a way where, yo, you's a dumbass, you's a this, you's a that. Listen, you're a grown man. You got to take accountability for your own actions. You chose to put yourself in a situation, and you chose to break the NBA rules. You know what I'm saying? That's your fault. Ain't nobody else's fault but yours. You feel me? You can change all that. There's a possibility of you changing all that. However, based off your patterns, bro, you look like the type of person who like what you doing. Behind closed doors, you can send off a petty apology, a PR stunt. But based off your human behavior, based off your patterns, bro, you like that. So we'll see what happened, bro. We really gonna see what happened. Hey, hopefully I explained that very well. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not the type of person. Again, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I just deliver it in a way where I would like for people to think and not be stuck in a perspective. In order for you to understand the truth, you gotta get it from all the right angles. You feel what I'm saying? Look at everything from a bird's eye view. This is why the owl is the logo of distinguished gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, this is the pre-show. I think I feel good. I feel good, man. So y'all stick around. This is exclusively on all video platforms. You do not hear this on any audio. So if y'all like these pre-shows and I talk about current events or something like that, man, just let me know. I want to learn how to do live. Like, it's something simple I know I can learn to do. But eventually I'm going to learn how to do live once I probably get over like 500 or 1,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can build that rapport. And yeah, man. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Y'all stay tuned. Go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all know what it is. If you're new to the channel, together we stand. It's the real peace on. Divided we fall. This means war. We gonna see y'all on the next episode. I'll holler at y'all. Peace. Y'all. The reason why I brought up that example is because it's also when you go out into the real world, based on how you carry yourself, it's a pattern. You get what I'm saying? If you're aware of this pattern, you can kind of manage the pattern. This is the human nature behind this pattern. Even when it comes to emotions, right? The emotions behind the pattern behind the emotion will ultimately create a reputation about you. Whether you're somebody who can keep themselves calm through conflict, ultimately people will tend to start to pick up on that pattern and be like, he built a reputation of you can't break him. He's stern. You get what I'm saying? He's very stoic. He understands and know how to articulate himself during conflict. Flip the scenario.